kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. And twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. Just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody had an interesting week and an interesting weekend. Drop it in the comments if you did anything super duper interesting this weekend. Good morning. Good morning, everyone in the chat. Hope everyone can stick around as much as you can or listen in as much as you can, because this is going to be a very on the surface topic for myself. Like, I can tell you that when Dre came up with this topic, I said it's perfect for multiple reasons. Right now, today, I think that a lot of people need encouragement and motivation, especially in what we're doing. I want to speak, I can speak to it, very intricately, because I am fully living in my purpose. And we're going to go over some of them things that will be indicators for you. If you feel that maybe you're not sure what your purpose is, you're not sure how to go down that journey to determine, the difference between your purpose, and, your purpose and your actual passions, because those are two different things. Your passions you can be passionate about your job, but it's working for somebody else truly your purpose. You can be passionate about your own company, but are you literally enjoying every moment of you doing it? Are you enjoying the ups and the downs? Those indicators, if you're not, if that your business, your job, what you're doing is your actual purpose. So we're going to be going through all of those things. And when it comes to things such as, the purpose of having children or being married, because a lot of people, we are raised on the indication that we're all here for a purpose, so I'll speak from a woman's perspective. You're here to bear children, find a husband, bear children, be a good wife. That is the religious purpose that a lot of us are raised up on. And the reality of it is that everybody not cut out for the same things. Everybody's trained a purpose is not the same. Some people's purpose is going to be a plane of purpose. Some people purpose may be on a boat, a boat of purpose. We all have different levels of purpose. And that is a intricate internal thing. That is something that is very unique to yourself. So we're going to talk more about that later. So I just want to say, I said hey to Joey D and Ken earlier. Ro 5.0, what's up, Ro? See, I'm rapping this morning. I'm Jay-Z. Good morning, Orlando. Good morning. ENT, we all we got. Don D. Good morning, Don D. Happy birthday again. Good morning. Okay, Elias, working and listening. Good morning, Elias. Elias has been having a fantastic week. First clutch, nothing like it, but then every clutch after that's nothing like it either. So I don't know what to say about that. But it's definitely good when you actually have the feeling that you actually, was successful with one. Then you can be successful with more. But the whole anticipation and excitement of it just doesn't stop. Good morning, Kent. My Lindsay Pooh is in the house. Good morning, Lindsay Pooh. When you cook that food, you promise. All right, driving my daughter to work but listening. That's what's up. That is what's up. Ray, what's up, bro? Ray, we busy over here. Yo, my ADHD is in real bad. I'll talk about that later. So bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, no children. Okay. You free. I'm free. KT, good morning, bro. Not sure where the temperature is, where everyone is, but it's cold. It's crazy. So it's cold in Texas, and it's been like it was so hot yesterday here that literally we had to turn the AC back on. We had shut the AC back off. We thought for the year. We turned it back on. Actually, this last weekend here has been really warm. So I'll know in about an hour when I go out for my walk what it's like today. But yeah. Good morning. My nephew, my certified nephew. Chris can call me nephew. Some of y'all cannot call me auntie. Chris can call me auntie. Jaffe can call me auntie. But when y'all over 40, y'all can't be calling me auntie. Okay. All right. Just FYI. Chris, what's up, nephew? Chris actually has so out of the reticulated python clutch that I produced, there were 5 that were identical to mom. Chris bought the one that was most identical to mom, and it's crazy seeing her grow up and look just like T'Challa at those different ages. So I stalks Chris baby on TikTok. Good morning, Swanky Balls. Always busy. Needs sleep. Good morning, Holly. Yes, Ray, you are. You are always busy. Good morning, Bad and Bougie. Cooking up snakes with a Uzi. Glad to see you. Can't wait to see you in a week now? A couple weeks? I will be seeing him November 11th at Gettysburg. So we will be returning to do that show again. I'll say it over and over again. My so far in the DMV area favorite show to do. And I do it with the PA guys. So with Chris being as he and the crew, so it's Kai and Jeremy and Danny and Nathan from Infinite Impossible. So it's like just so much fun. We have a riot of a day there. I last time was directly across from Danny, so it was definitely a nice experience from a customer service experience. And y'all know Danny is off the damn chain, so it is just so much fun just watching him all day. So hopefully, Chris, I can get the same spot. I really like being directly across from Danny. Holly, yeah, see, you're getting this cold weather too. Yeah, see, I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't believe that the world is messed up right now, like we in Maryland getting Texas and Oklahoma weather. Yeah, and that's why even now, when I leave after this, I'll go work out. I'm going outside. I won't need a coat. It feels great here. My faves this morning. Y'all here for purpose. Y'all know, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What is it? What is it? What is it? Finding it. How do you find it? What do you do when you know you found it? And we're gonna talk about that. Woo! Some of y'all ain't gonna want to hear it though. So wait a minute. So how you like in the colder weather? See, that's how, you can tell when you live where it's warm all the time, because we don't typically say that. We like the warmer weather. Or I would prefer where it is 80 degrees all year long. That would be perfect weather for me. No, I didn't miss you showing the puppies, Esteban. I was right there. I was driving. So when I first got in the chat, I was coming back from roller skating with Mikey. So we was on the highway. So I had to go pick up my grandson. So I was on the highway for about an hour and a half before I got back home. But I saw Canelo. I was shouting you. I said my nephew in the chat and everything. I was there. I saw the babies. Good job. Yeah, I was in here. I just wasn't verbal because I was driving, but I was watching the entire time. I saw all the collectors getting open. Actually, I came in as soon as Brock started opening his clutch. Yeah, if I totally miss hair down, it's literally I'm in a function or something where it would be inappropriate, like church or something like that. But typically, even if I'm not actively in the chat, I'm watching. I'm not missing. Even if I'm half asleep, I'm listening. Good morning, Morgan, my doll. All right, y'all. So, first, again, I just want to remind everybody, as I just mentioned, that we will be, let me get back there again, vending at Gettysburg, November 11th, 2023. I will have some of the newer ball pythons, which some really, really pet quality ball pythons that actually, I'll take that back, because a couple of them they're so, people like white snakes, y'all, especially when white snakes have different color heads. That's all I can say. So from a pet perspective, I will have some very affordable, beautiful ball pythons, and any remaining retakes that I have came to the conclusion that I will let go. I am at that point now where I have designated all the whole bags, and any ones that I'm going to let go, I am aggressively letting them go now. So I'll put the remainder on Morph Market after the Gettysburg show, though, because normally my reticulated pythons sell really fast at the Gettysburg show. So I will post the remainder up then. It's really hard. And I just want to make sure that we do not forget to acknowledge our brother, Brian Barchak. And so today that we're going to just put up a little prayer of trust, and it is from Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, a scripture of trust. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So we just want to keep Brian in our prayers and keep him lifted and supported, through his journey. And we just appreciate all that he's doing, even through this, to keep us getting content, seeing where everything is going with the new build and everything. So, just a blessing to have in our community, and a blessing to have as a husband, I'm sure, and a father. So shout out to the Barchak family. We will continue. And as I said, every Monday, his announcement, we have acknowledged and or prayed for him or the Barcheck family. So shout out to y'all. Then I want to just take a moment and shout out to these people. So I was roller skating the other day, and y'all know that I started this new vegan journey, and I just didn't want nothing to eat, but something like quick to drink, and probably something to put into my little pocketbook so I can have something to drink, because I knew they wasn't going to have nothing I wanted in the skating rink. And this is a new Black-owned juice bar that was in Crofton called Nectar Cleanses, and they had some amazing juices. But more importantly, the customer service was just amazing. So I just said I was going to shout them out, and I'm going to shout them out every episode. Nectar is a California-based store. And this guy, when he opened this store, he actually found a need that, he wanted us to have healthier choices, in the community. And he brought it to an area where there wasn't a lot of juice bars here. Closer to where I live, there's more, because I'm near DC. So, all the bougie people, they want juice bars all the time. So it's a lot down here on this end between the DC and the Alexandria area. But when you start to go up north, there's not that many. And so shout out to Nectar Crofton for, bringing one to the Crofton area. So now we go roller skating. I got a place that I can just get a quick little sip or smoothie or whatever I need. So shout out to y'all. Really, really good people, really, really kind, hardworking too. And the customer service was definitely on point. I did not realize it was that brand new of an establishment until we got to talking. So let's get to our topic, purpose. So when Dre comes in, he'll definitely chime in on this as well. Before I do that, let me just hit back to the chat for a second so I can just get updated on some comments real quick. Good morning, Hugh. Nicole, would you ever get a super dwarf retake? No, because if I want a small snake, I'll keep buying boa constrictors and ball pythons. No, seriously, for two reasons. I like the big retakes. I like the mainlands. It's no point for me, who owns boa constrictors, carpet pythons, and ball pythons, to get a snake that's smaller than a mainland, because I, in essence, have those snakes. What I love about a reticulated python is the fact that it's big and it's smart, and it's confident. If you're looking at I have a dwarf. Like, if you look at the dwarf, it's a fun snake. I definitely can, handle it to do a whole lot of other things around the house, like I can the smaller reticulated pythons. But super dwarf, to me, is for a person who wants the experience of a reticulated python. But to me, when you go to a super dwarf, you are taking away the experience of a reticulated python that I wanted. I like managing and handling the big snakes, and I love their confidence and their intelligence and their ability, because they're so much bigger, to take that intelligence to the next level. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't choose one. They're great for people, though, who wants the reticulated python experience but don't want the size of a reticulated python. For me, I wanted the reticulated python for the size. Good morning, George. Good morning, Candy. Good morning, sis. Candy's finding her purpose. I'll let her share later. Funny. I'm so funny. Can't wait for my Phantom Moschino and my Het Orange Ghost Stripe, make breeding age, and wait, want to make my own cows. Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is that I love my cow, but she's everybody else's visual favorite. My visual favorite is the Motley Golden Child Sunfire. That is my favorite. So my all black snakes are my favorites in my collection of retakes to have and look at. And my Motley Tiger Het Purple. That's the one that's on all of my YouTube stuff and all of my, stuff with the pictures and logos on my shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, believe it or not, I thought the cow would be my favorite. I think I loved my cow more when it had medium spots, when it started to spot all the way up. I mean, she's beautiful to other people, but to me, she's beautiful, but not my favorite for sure. Is this my fault? It's too funny. So let's get into purpose. And we want to talk about discovering your purpose. And I wanted to share just the article from Brain Magazine, where 8 signs that you found it. And I can relate to every last one of them. And I'm going to come back and reiterate this when I do the follow-up to when you've known you found your purpose. The first indicator is you were born to do it. So your purpose is normally tied in your passion that way, where you feel, and not what other people feel, you feel that you are here to do this because this makes you feel your most divine self. And when you feel that it is a level of joy and happiness that you cannot explain, you can't even put it into words for people. So I would just say don't attempt. That would be the first sign, when you can't even attempt to put it in words for people. Second sign would be everything changes internally, even if nothing outwardly changes. And that is something that, again, you would know it, you will relate to it. You'll feel a certain way about something internally that you never felt so passionate about it before. Like it'll be such a strong indicator that you can't turn it off. It's a light that's going to spark that you can't even turn it off. And even if you can't see it yet, like that hope and that faith we talk about all the time, even if you can't see it yet, it's there. This one, I say it's subjective, but it's here. So I'm going to state it because it also kind of self-corrects it down at the end. Money starts flowing in. You are blessed if you can tie your purpose into a passion that can bring you financial benefits. And most of us will find a way, just our natural human instinct to do that. If we found our purpose and we're living in that purpose without negating our passions, we'll find a way to make that a financial benefit. Money starts flowing in, it's subjective, because I can tell you that if you're living in your purpose, money is going to be not a factor up front. It's going to be probably a goal, but it's not going to change the fact that you're going to flourish in that purpose. You make a difference. So whatever it is that thing you're passionate about, you find a way to set your mark to make a difference. Everybody, and even in this reptile thing, brings something different to the table. When I look at my Instagram and I see what people post, they're posting different things that brings different value to the hobby, different flavor to the chicken type of thing. Or let me say different flavor to the salad type of thing. But definitely it makes a difference. Your people will find you. You see that in what we do as well. We all have a groups of our people, which I personally feel there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Having your personal group of your people doesn't change the fact that you love, everybody else too. It's just like, you have your family and then you have your friends. Your people in this hobby are your family, and then everybody else are your friends or associates, or they're nobody to you, and that's okay too. But most of us find our people. I mean, and we're a very unique group of people anyway, so it's kind of easy to find once you're in the hobby. Everything starts to add up. You get this awakening, this enlightenment. This is why this happened. This is why this happened. This is why that happened. And that was one of the epiphanies for myself when I talked about doing my goal board. And then when I had my epiphany of where my purpose and passion tied together, and I had to make a life choice that just was dwelling in my purpose. I looked back at my goal board and saw how all of those things I had put on my goal board added up to that moment without me knowing that that unknown life event was going to happen, that was going to catapult me into making this massive decision at and it was so crazy because I made it in less than a minute. And that's how I knew for me that is what I was going to do. It's no longer about the money. So that's why I said it kind of self-corrects at the bottom, because if you're living in your purpose, and this is for a lot of people in the ball python community, and I'm going to come right back to that one right there. It's no longer about the money. I'm going to put that right in there. And then I'll come back to that. You're truly at peace with yourself. So when you make that decision, you're so at peace with that decision that nothing, like I can recall people saying, well, what about this? And what about that? What about if you do this? And what about that? What if this happens? None of it's going to matter, because you're only going to see your purpose. You're only going to feel your purpose. You're only going to be set into your purpose. Your decision making is only going to be based around that purpose. You don't care about the challenges that's going to come forth. You're not going to care about it. You're actually seeing it and you're actually excited about it. You're taking on those challenges and you're maneuvering around it, your purpose, to make you live and plant your feet in it. Like I think it was Nipsey. It's not on you, it's in you. I love that whole quote, you know, because that's another way. It's like your passion is not living here, it's in you, and it just happens to exude out. You know, your purpose is not all in here. Your purpose is in you, and it happens to exude out. So, with that being said, you know, I think that's what. When some people say that you're always happy, it's not that that person is always happy. No, we're not always happy. No, you're not always happy if you're living in your purpose. But when you're living in your purpose, things that otherwise are challenges are actually not that big of an issue. You're prepared for it because you know how to bust down on walls. You're prepared to bust down the walls in your purpose. Knowing what that is, knowing what that feel like, knowing what that sound like, and most important, not denying it, because a lot of us had tapped into our purpose long before you actually make a decision. Like some of us, and some of us think our purpose is, and it could be for some people, working for someone else. You know, if that's what you're passionate about and you enjoy every day checking into that particular job, you enjoy every single day volunteering in that particular purpose, whatever it is, if you're waking up and you look forward to it the next morning, you're living in your purpose, even if it's working for somebody else. Because some people think that, you know, being an entrepreneur is all flowers and roses, and you have to be committed, definitely feeling like you're living in your purpose to be an entrepreneur, you know. And a lot of people just think that that's just something easy because you're technically working for yourself, but you're doing a lot of it for yourself as well. It's still a business and you're running it accordingly, so you have to really do a lot of that for yourself. So it takes up some of your time, you know, as well, especially for people who are doing dual, working full time and running a business full time. You know, shout out to you people, you know, because it takes a lot. But when you're living in your purpose, it don't matter. That doctor who spends 70 hours a week doing brain surgery is not burnt out because it's his purpose. It's the ones who are not living in their purpose. You know, they like brain surgery. They went to school for it. They paid a lot of money to do it, to get the degree, but it's not what makes them happy. It's not what they show up for. I can recall saying to a few of my coworkers, in fact, I can tell you when I retired, I got so many messages telling people saying, you said that you was going to do this by 55. You said it. I did it before 55. I was 49, but at the same time, I knew it because it was my purpose a long time ago to be able to do it. I just needed to make sure that I was set in the place to be able to do it. And then it came to a point where if you look long term financially, you know, it might be better to work another 10 years. But what can I do with the staple that I actually built now? Can I live in my purpose then? Yes. So the answer is yes. And everything from that point on was just, yes, we got this. Yes, we got this. Yes, we got this. it's pure joy every single day. You wake up, I wake up, whoever's doing this, whoever made a decision, they wake up to do exactly what they want to do. They're happy about it. They're smiling. If you can't really shift that person's joy, we're not moody. We don't fall into these deep, dark holes of depressions and things like that because you're living in your joy, which catapults you to do a whole lot of other things that you didn't think you can do. And I'm going to talk about one of those things for me later. But I think that we all have a purpose that's greater than our passion. And some of us need points to find it. So we shared 8 points for you guys to find it, to be able to identify it. I will definitely tell you to look up a lot of the YouTube videos on passion and purpose. Sometimes it's sitting right there in front of you. We just won't take what we call a leap of faith because, you know, we're conditioned to live in a certain way to kind of hinder our full selves, to be honest. Like we are conditioned to do this and do this and do that and do it this way because that's the way that the world makes it easier. But if you're living in your purpose, you're living in your true purpose, God is going to make it easy anyway. And that's one of the greatest things I will hope anyone got out of this and out of that conversation is that your purpose can't stand without some type of spiritual realm. And I'm not even talking, I don't care who it is for you. Or if you don't believe at all, I will tell you this. You have to believe in something. If you are a living being, like you have to believe in something. So it may not be a divine entity or whatever the higher power is for you. You have to tap into that to live your purpose because it's going to be where everybody else don't believe, where everybody else is going to ridicule, where everybody else is going to doubt, where everybody else is going to invalidate. It's you and your purpose that is going to keep you going. And it's you and your purpose that's going to bust down those barriers. It's you and your purpose that's going to make you turn around and say, I did that. I have a lot of I did that moments daily, and it fulfills me. It's things that I would not have had the opportunity to do otherwise if I didn't jump into my purpose, because I'd still been in my planned life way of thinking, write it down on a piece of paper life that I had planned out as a younger girl. And I've still been doing it with, giving my gifts and offer to someone else when I can use them for what my true passions and my purposes is. So when you are in your purpose, there's a level of joy that comes into that, a level of peace that comes into that no one can take away. No one can help you doubt. Like no one can challenge. Like when people will say certain things, but the but it's not a but for you. The but is the head. Hey Trey, the but is the head. When you're living in your purpose, it's like we go back to when we talk about money wouldn't be an issue. You'll sacrifice it all for that purpose. Like there is nothing that is going to get in the way of it. You have no doubts. You have no fears. Like you stepped out on the faith already. You're now living in your total dream. That is when you're going to actually know the purpose. So Dre, get your thoughts. I know you just tapped in. I'm going to go through the chat real fast. And since this was your topic, which I thought it was a great topic, as I said in the beginning and right on time, I'll let you dive into your thoughts when you came up to this topic. So Swanky Ball says, I have had so much support from the reptile family. They offered to help me to get my breeding of ball python started. I love this family and this is my purpose. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. My purpose definitely chose me 10 years ago. I would have never believed I would have and love these reptile babies. That purpose does not ask for permission. Amen. I like that. Yes, that purpose does not ask for permission. You better be ready for quick change once it's expressed. That's it. And we talked about this a little bit when I was on George's show, how my decision was, it was so funny that people saw my decision in my face. And so it was like we was literally all on a call, and then someone else told me about their career change. And that was a person that I always said if I was not working for the person, that was the moment that I was going to make that career change. And literally at that moment, my decision was made. It was the vision was planned out. And when I went back to my vision board, the way that's the reason why I say it's spiritual. There were so many things, and I shared some of those things with people that was on my vision board that I didn't even know was talking about this event. My vision board was done in January. This event happened in July. I retired in August. So it was written right there on my vision board. I was putting it on my vision board and didn't even know that I was putting it there. When I went back to read it, it hit me again. Like a brick, like wow, like this is definitely my purpose. This was supposed to happen right here, right now. All of these things led up to this moment, and I didn't even know I was planning it out. That's what I mean. That's why you cannot tell me there isn't a God. That's why you can't tell me there isn't a higher power that somehow expresses their love through our hopes, wishes, dreams, and prayers, because it was written before I even knew it. Sean, good morning. Good morning, bro. I wanted to be a trucker since I was 4 years old. I love my career and get to do it with my husband. Come on now. And look at like how the blessings that come with that, right? You have to sacrifice something. You have to sacrifice, like you have to sacrifice living in a beautiful home and not really being able to live in it. But when you get there, you are at peace. It's everything you want, and you continue to build on it. Orlando, come on through. Come on through. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's, we talked about the money wasn't always there, Orlando. Come on, let's talk about the trucking business. I know a little bit about it. And then you got to build up to that. You got to believe that you're going to get to these places. Some people think that's just getting a truck. No. And then when them trucks break down, the amount that it costs to repair them, you got to be stacked for that lifestyle right there. So you had to have a lot of faith. And like you said, the blessing is your husband gets to do it with you as well. Like, even in this, like when I talk about like how things worked out, even for my household, my husband and I, it made it better. Everything made it better because we stepped into it, the purpose. We believed in it. He had to instantly say, "Go ahead, baby, do that." Like he had to be confident in it. But I'm sure he didn't like sit there and look at the whole future and what this really could mean. He just thought that I was ready for it. It was going to happen. He supported it, and I just thank God for every blessing we get on a daily basis for it. Candy, Dre, I'm just going through the chat. Just want to get good way to identify your purpose, to acknowledge what you do effortlessly. Not that you put no effort, that it feels like you don't. Things just come to you. Amen. Yep. Fact. ENT. Just trying to get through because the chat was popping now. I didn't want to miss anything else. Okay. I try to tell these new truckers, but they ain't listening. They just coming in. No, they just want to come in and make the millions and the thousands and this, that, and then have it all. But yeah, it's definitely a sacrifice in the beginning. But it's rewarding if you stay committed to it. It's probably one of the most rewarding. You get to travel, you get to see the world. Like, I love seeing a lot of women getting into trucking now, but even that, you got to be a badass woman to do that. It's a lot that you deal with on the road. Those first 5 years were rough. We ain't start making real money until 2012. There you go. All right, Dre. I'm done.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. You know what? Y'all, he ain't gonna come up here. See, I was being nice. I ain't even mention what time is it, how late he was, or anything. You know what I mean? I didn't
We
even
go through this every other week when I'm on daddy duty. I'm gonna be late.
Didn't even mention it though. Then he gonna come and get smart. But go ahead, because this was your topic. Go ahead.
All right, so this topic came from somebody actually asked me what did I think my purpose in life was, And me personally, it's not reptiles. It's has something to do with reptiles, but I think my purpose mainly is to educate. And for me, education is a big thing. Whether you get a high school diploma, whether you go to school, whether whatever, you have to have some level of education and understanding to be able to make it in the world. Because if you don't have those basic not life skills or those that basic knowledge, you ain't gonna make it too far. So one of my favorite quotes is, "Your goals do not give a fuck about your excuses," and that's something that I try to live by. You can have all the excuses you want, but if you have goals you want to make it to, your goals don't care. So you got to keep pushing. So I try to keep that in mind when I'm doing my content, making everything. Because of course, we all want to be successful at making content. I see it every day where I see people. This ain't no shade to nobody, but it's facts. Like there's people who put in less work and they get a lot more. They get a lot more out of it versus somebody over here grinding, hustling, and doing it all the time. And I'm still working a full-time job. But when you see other people and they don't put in as much work, it's like, God damn. But when you feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing, you don't quit. You don't stop. You keep on going. So when somebody asked me what my purpose was, I already knew it was education, but it kind of made me want to dig a little deeper into what my actual purpose was. So in addition to that, I got invited to a job fair, to a career fair, to kind of speak about my experience on social media, and just to kind of talk about, what to do, what not to do, basically. So that's kind of what made me really think about it, because I'll be speaking to middle school kids. So it's kind of what made me think more into like, man, what is my purpose? Because honestly, when I started social media, I never thought about who would look up to me. I literally just started it as a documentary of my journey keeping reptiles. So now having, even when I go to Tinley or whatever, when people come up to me, and you've experienced this too, Nicole, and tell me how my content has helped them or they've learned a lot from my content, it makes you look at it a lot differently. It changes your perspective on how you do things. So that's all a part of the journey. So finding your purpose sometimes, a lot of the times, is also finding who you are within, that particular realm of things you want to do. Because I can't tell you how many times my my thought process on how I make content has changed, and it's still changing. So now I don't just make content for me. I make content in the mind for, with the people who watch my content in mind. What do they want to see? Not just what I want to post. What do they want to see? What do they enjoy? And what type of feedback am I going to get from this? So a lot of the times it's just like, I don't do it for me anymore. It's no longer a documentary of what I'm doing. Now it's, what do the people who support me want to see? What are they going to get from this? How is this going to make their day better? So that's just kind of how I look at it now. I don't know. I was trying to take it somewhere else, but it lost me.
I think you're finding it, so we're on two different spectrums, right? Like I found it, I know, what it, and another thing is, you got to keep in mind, even though me and Dre are very close, we're like, what, Dre, almost 30 years apart. Like literally, like, almost 30 years apart. So it's some people find their purpose a lot earlier, right? So y'all know, we see even in the reptile community, that 18-year-old reptile person, or that 18-year-old social media influencer who's making millions because they just was diving into their purpose. Because really, when you're that young, you got to go in all the way. And I'm going to give an example to what you just said, Dre. One of the things that I know people always want to see from me is me feeding reticulated pythons. I show that behind the scenes to my member only. And because there is for me, that line between, because I keep reptiles and I'm also a content creator. So on the reptile keeping side, I know that it doesn't do us any good overall. But from a creative side, that's what people want to see, right? So how do we do that? So I want to bring this up because someone in Keys didn't address it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to bring it out there, Keys. If you listen, damn it, I did it. So I didn't even comment on the Facebook post because I was reframing. But someone asked the question, why does Keys charge for behind the scenes content? That is why. It takes me extra effort. It's easier for me to do a video and post it on YouTube and let everybody see it all at one time. But then you got to do 2 different levels of content. That takes more time. I just want content creators, take time to it. We could be doing something else right now. And although people think that people who do this, I don't care who you are, you can't do this just for you. Like, because if you did this just for you, there's many mornings that me or Dre won't wake up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can sleep. I can sleep in. We appreciate the people who show up to get this content, to share this content with us, to share the world, to share the chat, to share the information. So for someone to not understand why some people, especially when you have a big platform, don't knock the brother. The brother has a big platform. So now he's entertaining 5,000 of people, you know, and then if you're not even including the social media, people off of social media, more than that for free. I can tell you he's probably the most giving and not want to charge person, because I can tell you right now, he does not request super chats. And I told him a long time ago, when you got a platform like you should request super chats on a daily basis every time you show up. He does not. So the behind the scenes content is typically stuff that you're not letting everybody else see, and you buying a very high-end snake sometimes maybe. I don't want everybody to know what project I'm working on, or I don't want to put that out to everybody yet. So this is exclusive for my people who do pay little coins that we pay to be a member of whatever channel or subscription. Like Dre has subscriptions that you only can see certain content behind the stage, but god dang it, he's giving you a slew of content on the stage. Deadwood, same thing.
So they haven't
way more content that you can get from other people for free, and then the exclusive stuff that we don't want the world to see is what is behind that curtain. So just respect it, you know. That's all.
They ain't never heard of Patreon. That's all Patreon is.
I don't. Somehow subscriptions is different. I don't know. I don't know. But that's
you know what bothers me about stuff like that is when you are somebody on the rise, you're trying to make it, you know, you're trying to do certain things. Because there's definitely certain things that we don't want to do. However, the algorithm pushes for it. So we'll kind of ease into it just to kind of get our page some more traction. But it's not something we want to do a lot of, which is why I typically don't do a lot of battles on TikTok. But the algorithm pushes for battles. But in the same token, a lot of these motherfuckers will go and pay for somebody's OnlyFans to see their booty hole free and not question it at all. But you want to question me charging because I know I can't post this on my regular page. No.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, again, like I said, you know, Keys handle it like Keys will handle it, because, you know, Keisha is behind them too. You know, Keisha's telling me, you know, to make sure you don't lay them people out probably. But like, it's certain times that I couldn't even comment because I'm like, did someone just ask this? Like, so I just think that it's as much as content creators do put out things, there's a lot of time that goes into it, and I don't think, you know, like some of these Patreons charge you a whole lot of money. I think that Dre raised a valid point. I can tell you on TikTok, people want to see snakes eaten all the time, especially big snakes, especially venomous snakes. And I think you're careless if you just put it out there on the forefront. I'd rather you not do that. I'd rather for you to charge a small subscription. At that particular point, it's a movie. At that point, pay your $2.99 to see what you want to see. Otherwise, you know, the people who find value in it, in exclusive content, like if you're a person who never fed a reticulated python before, I have a behind the scenes content video of my snake eating from the beginning to the end. It will give you some idea of how simplified that process can be if you do the right things. So it's not something that I'm gonna put out there for everybody, but if someone wants to see that video, you can pay the subscription for 1 month to see it. You know what I'm saying? And cancel it the next month. But the whole point is that it is exclusive content, and no one questions it when it's. I'm not gonna go there. No, people only question it when it's certain people. That's where I'm gonna stick with that. But again, you're talking about a man who has a massive platform. We won't call it mega yet. We'll call it mega in another year because it will be, but massive platform who gives you all this content and you question that, just respect it. You may not understand it, but respect it. I still say, Keys, because you're in the chat, that you should be asking for super chat. But he's so humble that, that's not what he is for. It's definitely not about that. And if y'all don't know, we pay to have those special places in these platforms.
I don't think people understand, because honestly, if it was up to me, I would start an OnlyFans for my reptiles. As much equipment as I've put my money into, I'm not a breeder, but there's still other ways where you spend money.
All the time. We can go viral real fast. He like, no, we ain't doing that.
Wow, I wasn't talking about all that now. Hold the phone.
I'm talking about on the regular channel. Like if I literally did some other, put the makeup on, did the little, my little club outfit.
Yeah, because I'd already.
Last
time Nicole went TikTok live, I had to jump in the
totally
DMs.
I get fussed out. Dre, next time I had on a crop top. I'm sorry if they weirdos get excited about seeing a belly button.
Listen, my thumb was hurting. I had to block 7 people. She kept bending over. I was like, Nicole, what the hell is you doing? Chill out. Make me call Slim, bro.
I was
Jesus.
fully closed.
One dude was like,
I can't help weirdos.
So you could tell she a boomer. Girl bent over right in front of the camera, like the camera wasn't there. I was like, Jesus mercy. One dude gonna comment.
Python off the floor. I'm not paying them people no mind.
One dude gonna comment like, man, I know where I put my snake. I was like, block.
I was gonna say, I'm glad I didn't see that. I didn't see any of it.
But anyway, like I was saying, even outside of breeding, there's still a lot of money that you spend as a content creator, depending on how deep you into it. What I'm using right now, this iPad, this extra lighting, these tripods, my camera, I got hella memory cards, extra mountable lightings and everything. So it's like you're gonna want to recoup some of that money back. But even in outside of all of that, we spend a lot of money on our reptiles. They're not cheap.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, and it's just even the time, could you imagine every Friday being at the same place for almost 2 years straight to bring content to somebody else? I just think it's disrespectful that people don't understand that, that person could be working another 8 hours. And seriously, they're passionate about it. They feel like it's their purpose. Don't do that.
I'm going on almost 5 years on doing this.
And and that's the thing. Even my attitude compared to Dre's, I get there when I get there. That's my attitude. I come with the content when I feel like it. I feel like I'm gonna get you some real content. But I'll give a shout out to a Dre, Morgan, Deadwood. I don't know how the hell they got the time. But there's so many people who do it consistently and clockwork, and they're doing it all for the people. Even creating merch for the people. You know what I mean? It's cool to see somebody else wearing your shirt or whatever the case like that. But the cost that it costs to create the merch, it's not recouped. You're giving.
That's the worst part. That's the worst part. Finding a company or a person that's going to do it and not take forever. Have good quality, but not going to charge your arm and a leg. It's a process.
It is. And the equipment that you continuously buy to try to make it better and better. The time that Dre deals with people like me. to try to get the IT together. Shout out from Adam from Papa Royals, because Adam last week finally got me to hook my camera up. Now I got the camera hooked up. And now I gotta figure out how to keep it streaming in StreamYard. Like, it's so much going on, but there's so much support in the background that we're trying to make it the content all better. Golly, y'all, I'm sitting in front of a mic. I told y'all I don't like a mic in my face. It's still not in my face, but this mic normally sits way over there. But I've noticed that I will fade out on y'all, so I have to be closer to this thing.
Telling y'all that's one of the first conversations we had. Was that Hamburg, that nasty ass hibachi place.
It was
horrible. It was horrible. I would have rather ate dirt. It's disgusting. It was out in the parking lot. She had the whole camera with.
Literally, I put everything. I said, look, show me how to set this thing up. How do I
had to pull my camera out.
I didn't even know how to do a video on it, remember? So I'm like, show me what it's supposed to be on. What pixel it's supposed to be on. Like, absolutely insane. StreamYard charges $25 a month. The least we can do. I think I pay even more than that because I have like all of those extra admin roles. But yes, that's a perfect example. Even the basic plan, Elias, cost. It costs, but like I said, more importantly, there is that demand for that exclusive content, especially on TikTok. I get that all the time. Can we see it eat? Can we see it eat? I don't show that. But if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you can see it. Like, whatever, you can see it. It's all back there. I can show you baby snakes eating all kinds of stuff back there, but it's exclusive stuff. Facts. I lose money making merchandise and shipping it out. Exactly. Like, I don't think anyone realized that. Like, it's not like, you might get somebody who buy one here and there, but for the most part, you're giving it away. And, right, I want to shirt. Here you go. Then sometimes you go two, one for the wife, one for the children. Then you might throw them three, two for the kids. Like whatever. Like, you just, it's fun, but it's definitely still work. Again, because the person is living in their purpose, it looks like it's all fun, but it's still work because it's not work for them, but it's still work. Respect people's time. I got recognized at a show I went to this weekend from our podcast. I said, oh shit, we famous. Rock is stupid. And Rock, for some reason, why I can hear you saying that. Rock is silly.
And that's where it starts.
Dre had to, I think it was the first Tinley that Dre and I went, we was there together. And y'all know I probably shared this before. I'm not a morning person, but I like to see reptiles early in the morning. So people were coming up to me, aren't you this? And Dre had to check me. He was like, stop. Like, I'm like, I don't want people all in my face this early in the morning. Like, Dre was like, girl, take a picture. Like, I'm like, all right, after 10, like, come on, in the afternoon, I'll be okay. But then by the second Tinley, I was a lot better. You got to give me credit, Dre. I just came a little late. I came 11-ish. So
she was looking at these people like, the fuck?
I did, y'all. Forgive me. I was thrown. Like, so when I decided to do the social media thing, I kind of felt like at first I was just going to be a person behind the camera. I didn't realize that I was going to want to be, more like outside of the local scene. You know what I'm saying? And so the first one was kind of like, like touchy-feely. And I'm like, but I was better by the next one, and I'm perfect now. Like, it was just an adjustment. Like and for some people, especially I'm not an introvert by all, but I just don't normally.
It's something to get used to.
Yeah, I'm normally pulling people into my circle. I don't normally just have people like to come up to type of thing. So yeah, that was hysterical. So, all right. So before we roll out, I want to give y'all an update on my vegan journey. So today is day 9. I will say I am feeling amazing. Even looking in this camera, y'all should see a difference in my skin.
Yeah, that forehead shiny as hell. That's what's up.
You know what? You don't talk about my hairline. You don't talk about my forehead. We ain't gonna be doing this, okay? I am a nasty. We got big foreheads. That's an indicator of our bloodline. We got boy heads, okay? So I'm going to need you to back up off my head.
It's a sign of good health, sis. That's all I'm saying. Exactly, Key. She glowing. You like that You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I had like the little sound machine I could play. Just let your soul go. Hit one of those. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
thank you, Keith. But let me tell y'all, it is so
Shut up, Candy.
easy. I'm feeling amazing, and I can tell you that this is it. Like, I could never go back. It's like the difference from doing it before, like giving that trial, and now is I think my detox was different this time, and so it was easier. And I just feel amazing. I can't even put it to words, and I don't want to go like I want y'all to watch it. So as I update Monday, it of course not about the weight loss for me, but for a person who is in Sermino, which is surgical menopause, it's changing my entire life. I literally have seen inches fall off my body in the last 9 days. Definitely seeing the restoration of my natural skin. I am fine. I'm making my own salad dressings. I'm finding cooking even more fun than I did before. I'm able to like somewhat bring Slim and Michael into this. Like yesterday, Slim ate a salad. He does not eat salad, and my husband said to me last night that salad and that dressing was bomb, and I was proud to say I made that dressing scratch. It was really, really good. Um, I just kind of want y'all to kind of like watch it because for me, things that's happening to me right now, my body, even like the mind, my clarity in my head, the way my peace is setting in my head, my daughter who can irk my soul, y'all, could not even irk me this weekend. Okay, like when Jada can't get under my skin, I was just so much at peace. I'm loving the journey. I'm not hungry. So much fun with food. So much fun shopping for food. I'm just so excited to see what the 30 days is going to look like this time around, and y'all get to see it. So I won't have to tell anybody if it's a good thing or a bad thing because you'll get to watch it through me. And I'm going to give y'all some honest updates every Monday at the end of the show. So once I get to day 60, it's going to be my confirmation that I will never turn back. That for me is normally my change in commitment period. If I can get 60 days doing something consistent without any hiccups, without any backsliding, I'm good. So day 60 is when I'm going to make that grand announcement. And then at day 60, once I'm at that point, then I will start doing updates on what I'm cooking, how I'm eating, and all that type of stuff on a different platform on TikTok. Not nothing. So so that's my journey so far. I'm feeling amazing. Dre did not peak my muscle tone last week, but can you see more of it this week, Dre? If Dre don't see it, he said a little bit. If Dre don't see it, I want y'all to go back to when I did this last Monday to today, and I want y'all to see the difference in my muscle tone. And that's without lifting any weights yet, y'all. So. I'm talking about doing this vegan journey.
Yeah, I'm trying to find me a woman with some nice biceps, if you know what I'm saying.
But you know what? Hold on. Is that a man? No, I'm just joking. He went with me. He didn't hear it.
Chill out. I'm not even going to mess with you today.
Thank you. Okay, don't mess with me. Black magic face. KT, thank you. Thank you, KT.
You out here looking like a man. I ain't going to say nothing.
It definitely cleanses. I'm past the cleanse point for sure. Everything is just amazing. Two notable things. Anything that comes out, and I hate to be nasty like that, don't smell like it did before, and your sweat and your tears taste better or different. Like they don't taste like your sweat doesn't taste salty. I'm experiencing that, no salty sweat, and it's just amazing. So I'm feeling great. Can't wait to update y'all. Y'all can watch the journey. I know, Candy, I got this. My husband told me the other day, I'm just so proud of you. Like, but that's how I am. If I'm gonna do something, I say I'm gonna do it, and I just go full fledged. I can't gradually go into it. I can't say, let me do this and this and this. Now, I haven't had not one craving for crabs, which is absolutely amazing. that I have not had one craving for crabs at all. The mental clarity is insane, and I think y'all, my vision is getting better. Y'all have never seen me without my glasses or contacts like this long, even on here, because I wouldn't be able to normally see. I'm just telling y'all, my eyes is getting better. I don't know how much better they're going to get. I'll update y'all in the future. I'm just going to look. I don't want to sound like them people on YouTube, y'all. I don't want to sound like people who forces this on people. I'm just going to tell you how it's going for me. One of my biggest fears was not looking old. And so what I've made sure that I've done is I'm eating everything I need to eat through my vegetables and my fruit. And I am hydrating myself as much as I can through that. But I found like so many different cool seeds and stuff. Thank you, Elias. Both y'all get some coffee. I totally stopped coffee, but I can get a smoothie.
I mean that go to her because we on her channel. But appreciate you. But I'm gonna go get me some coffee when I take little munchkins to where she needs to be.
So they can't have biceps.
Because she was like, you like fat girls. I'm like, okay, they can have biceps too.
Oh yeah, candy
strong
biceps.
Strong arms come in handy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better quit playing.
Don't be slipping on it. He like big girls, thick girls, strong girls, right? Yeah.
Candy, tell what she said.
And so you like Lizzo fat, or you like
she can get it.
Or Jennifer Lopez? You think Lizzo can get it? Okay. But then in that case, Lizzo don't have biceps. I'm going with Candy.
I mean, that's her whole body of biceps. Though.
I don't consider thick. You know, like that's
everybody's definition is different. You know what I'm saying? We
true.
all look the same
that's
when
true.
the lights go out.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus, Amber. Candy, I can't. All right, y'all. So that's our Monday. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody is going to go seek your purpose. And that's my biggest advice. Once you have the epiphany that's it, roll with it. Yes, there's going to be some challenges. Yes, you're going to have to wonder about what I'm going to do about this, that, and other, because you were so used to doing this, that, and the other. All of those things are going to become an issue. But when it's your purpose, you're going to still kind of soar through it. You're going to be so excited about it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be passionate about it. And no one is going to be able to turn it off. You want to turn on that light. Someone's going to try to hit that switch. You're going to smack their head every single time. Lights on. And that's what you want to see. Your vision is clear. Follow the road. That is my greatest advice. Everybody have an amazing Monday.